Juno probe enters into orbit around Jupiter. The US Space Agency has successfully put a new probe in orbit around Jupiter. The Juno satellite, which left Earth 5 years ago, had to fire a rocket engine to slow its approach to the planet and get caught by its gravity. A sequence of tones transmitted from the spacecraft confirmed the braking maneuver had gone as planned. Receipt of the radio messages prompted wild cheering at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California. All stations on Juno coord. We have the tone for burn cut off on Delta B. Juno Mission Control had announced. Roger Juno, welcome to Jupiter. Scientists plan to use the spacecraft to sense the planet's deep interior. They think the structure and the chemistry of its insides hold clues to how this giant world formed some 4.5 billion years ago. Engineers had warned in advance that the engine firing was fraught with danger. No previous spacecraft has dared pass so close to Jupiter. Its intense radiation belts can destroy unprotected electronics. One calculation even suggested the orbit insertion would have subjected Juno to dose equivalent to a million dental X-rays. But the probe is built like a tank with titanium shielding, and the 35-minute rocket burn appeared to go off without a hitch. NASA did it again, said an elated Scott Bolton, Juno's principal investigator. That says it all to me. And I'm so happy to be part of the team that did that. I mean, this team has worked so hard and we have such great people. And it's almost like a dream coming true right here. Menagerie of possibilities. While the radiation dangers have not gone away, the probe should now be able to prepare its instruments to start sensing what lies beneath Jupiter's opaque clouds. Tuesday's orbit insertion has put Juno in a large ellipse around the planet that takes just over 53 days to complete. A second burn of the rocket engine in mid-October will tighten this orbit to just 14 days. It is then that the science can really start. This will involve repeat passes just a few thousand kilometers above the cloud tops. At each close approach, Juno will use its 8 remote sensing instruments plus its camera to peer down through the gas planet's many layers to measure their composition, temperature, motion, and other properties. A priority will be to determine the abundance of oxygen at Jupiter. This will be bound up in its water. How much water Jupiter has tells us a lot about where the planet formed early in the solar system, explained team member Candy Hansen. We think that Jupiter may not have formed where it is today, and if it formed further away or closer, and that tells us a lot about how the solar system in general formed. Because when we look at planets around other stars, we see quite a menagerie of possibilities. Jupiter is 11 times wider than Earth and 300 times more massive. It takes 12 Earth years to orbit the Sun. A day is 10 hours long. In composition, it resembles a star. It's mostly hydrogen and helium under pressure. The hydrogen becomes an electrically conducting fluid. This metallic hydrogen is likely the source of the magnetic field. Most of the visible cloud tops contain ammonia and hydrogen sulfide. Jupiter's stripes are created by strong east-west winds. The Great Red Spot is a giant storm vortex twice as wide as Earth. The probe will also try to settle old arguments over whether the planet hosts a solid core or whether its gases go all the way down to the center in an ever more compressed state. And it will look for the deep swirling sea of liquid metallic hydrogen that theory suggests is the driver behind Jupiter's immense magnetic field and its spectacular auroras. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, like, share and subscribe our channel.